Wow, the Railway series is 80 years old. Think about that. I'm still watching something from a show that came out 80 years ago. Just kind of tells you how good the writing was, huh? Even that, but still, a company that owns it won't let it go. I guess you could say that Disney movies are old too, but you gotta remember Thomas's origin. I mean, the Railway series was some obscure children's book about talking trains. Sure, a lot of the times children's books do become popular, but it's not something that really sticks. You might still read it to your kids 20 years later, but usually it kind of just stays at a good memory at most, but it doesn't really stick with people. That's not what happened to the Railway series, though. No, the Railway series stuck. And a lot of people still admire it to this day, for good reason. The books were actually genuinely very well written. They weren't talking down to kids. And I especially love the classic series of Thomas that came after that. Because it's just such a cool style. The faces not moving is just such a unique style. I mean, and it's memorable too. Like, I could tell you who every single character is just by seeing one face. Though admittedly, some faces are a little creepy. Especially this one. So I kind of flat out said that I was gonna make a commentary video, which I'm doing right now. And in that video, I'm gonna talk about stuff like the Down the Mine pilot and just 80th anniversary stuff already. Basically, it looks like I already got the 80th anniversary stuff out of the way, so let's talk about the Down the Mine pilot. I think it's pretty cool to finally get to see this. Though it felt cooler before because, you know how it is. When you want something, it's always more fun trying to get it or waiting to get it. Then when you have it, it's just kind of like, okay, cool, yay. But anyways, it's still cool regardless. Now, I was expecting it to be a bit more experimental, but it looks like they had a lot of stuff already down. I mean, the sets look fine, and it's very cool that they already got the Knapford Station set. Listen, I know they had it in the original episode, but it's still cool regardless. Like, they had it for one scene in the thing. They had it for one scene, and they still bothered to make the whole set. One more thing I'd like to talk about. I wish they made the pilot look a little more raw. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about when the original people made it 40 years ago. I'm talking about when Mattel cleaned up the whole thing and edited it. It's clear they took a bunch of creative liberties. I heard that they didn't have the audio, so coming up with new audio makes sense. And bringing back Ringo Starr and the original composers of the themes is kind of a smart move, because if you do something original like the pilot did, you may be misleading some people into thinking that this was what the pilot's music was, and it actually wouldn't be, because we don't know. But I don't think they should have used footage from the actual episode. It kind of gives fans a false understanding. If you can't tell originally that this was from the actual episode, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it would have been nicer to see that they just didn't have it. This also leads to the question, was the footage of the close-up figures of Sir Topham Hatt actually from the pilot, or did they just reuse it from the actual episode? I guess that may be a bit of a dumb thing to ask, because, well, Sir Topham Hatt has to be in the episode either way, so unless they just had his shadow talk for the whole thing, I would assume they had the big props, but maybe I'm right. I don't know. Anyways, I'd like to move on now to our next topic, the prop auctions. So, if you're wanting to buy one of the props from the original show, I'd say you're better off just making it yourself. These things can go upwards to like $40,000 or more. Not only are these things Gauge 1 props, which are already by themselves pretty expensive, but they're also from a 40-year-old television show, used on screen, that's loved by a lot of people, so of course the price is gonna skyrocket even more. But if you plan on doing this, bidding for it anyways, I wish you good luck. As long as you're not trying to hit one of the models with a baseball bat, then I might need to call Train Protective Services on you. But just saying. Anyways, there's a cheaper method too. You could just 3D print it. I mean, using that method, you could probably get the entire main cast twice before you spend the same amount of money as the original prop from the show. In fact, it might even be more than that. Probably is. I guess it's not the same though. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Good day.